Awesome. I'm Mary Beth McAndrews from Dread Central. How are you guys doing?
Hi,
How
good.
are you?
Good. So my first question is for you, Isabelle. How does it feel to be back to Orphan as Esther?
It's like going back home after a long time. I mean, Esther was the first character that I played in a large movie, and was kind of the start of my acting career. So getting to step back into this role was just, it was so surreal, so much fun, terrifying at times, and really such a great challenge because it's the first time that an adult has reprised a role that they played as a kid in cinema history. No pressure, it was a really cool challenge, and to have, not only this, I did a lot of script work, but to have the support of Brent and our DP, like really working to make it practical and not use CGI, and all of our incredible cast, Julia included, who wore crazy tall boots throughout the entirety of filming this movie. So that way we could make this movie, and I really feel so proud of it. I feel like the fans are going to love it. I love it.
It's really fun. But Julia, then what attracted you to coming on to this film?
I don't really watch horror movies because I'm too much of a wimp, and but I knew about the first one, and thought, well, how are they going to top that? So when I was reading the script, I was amazed at how now we have this opportunity for fans of the first one to play around and have fun with the fact that we all know the secret. And I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm going to be playing the woman in distress the whole time, and it was anything but that. I play a character who will protect her family at all costs and is desperately trying to heal this family. And so when Esther enters into their lives again, she wants to make it work, but then she's looking at this girl going, something's off here and it's not quite right. I don't know I can't put my finger on it, but then what she does with that, I think, is it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch her try and figure out what's up with Esther.
Well, and the two of you have a lot of really incredible scenes together throughout the film. So I guess it started for you, Julia, first. Like, what was that like to work with Isabelle, especially with these different like filming practicalities and also these lots of different kinds of moments, not to be given a spoiler for you as possible. So what was it like to work with Isabelle?
It was amazing. I mean, I honestly on set, I was floored. I was like, forget the just trying to, they didn't use any CGI. It was all in camera tricks to try and make her look shorter and smaller, and have the frame of a child. But it was way beyond that. We would do scenes and I would forget that I was talking to a grown up because the way that she manipulated her voice and her body language and all that was really, really convincing. It just totally works. And I saw it as it was happening while we were filming. Then on the flip side of that is it was like daily humiliation for me because I had to, in order to make me look taller than her and have the height difference, I would have to wear these platform boots that we called the Gene Simmons boots and walk around in them and pretend like I didn't look crazy. But it was great. It was a delight to work with Isabelle. And I feel like I couldn't imagine anybody else playing this role. So, sorry to talk about you like you're not here, but Isabelle is an old soul. Like she's so wise beyond her years. And I bet you she was. I didn't know her at that when they made the first movie, but I bet you she was like that at 10. And so it's like, it feels really perfect that she's now grown into a grown-up pretending to be a child.
And then my final question is, Isabelle, like what is one thing you're hoping fans get out of this new film?
Oh, I think this movie is, we're living in this era, right, where everyone's doing reboots and prequels and sequels and all that sorts of stuff. And this script is so unique and special and different than any other of these like reboot movies that I've seen recently. I think it really gives you all the things that as a fan you loved in the first one, while at the same time turning it completely on its head. And I think it will still shock and terrify people. And at the same time, I don't know what's creepier. And I thought this like right after I watched the movie for the first time, watching a kid pretend to be an adult or watching an adult pretend to be a kid. And when I was a kid and did this movie, right, the creepy part is that you find out the secret and you're like, oh my God, she's a grown up. But in this one, you know the secret the whole time. So we got to play with what it's like to watch a grown woman pretend to be the missing child of this family in America that has absolutely no clue like what they're in for. And I just think it's going to be a really big, like a treat, like a dessert for the fans of the movie. And I think it will really scare and shock people who don't know Orphan from the first movie.
Amazing. Well, thank you both so much and congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.